Greetings and salutation. Happy, what, 18 days of January? 18 days of January. Yeah, let's go with 18 days of January. 18
No,
days of basically 2024.
I was gonna say, isn't that what don't you mean 24? I don't know if I care about no January.
Well, you would think that I would have my shit together by now, but apparently I called it 18 days of January.
It's
Ah,
okay. It happens. It happens. It happens.
but yeah. So, welcome. Also, big changes are coming soon, just throwing that out there. But today we actually got a good one for you today. We actually have Israel and Pakistan, which was brought up to my attention by none other than Neek. So you wanna kind of butt in here a little bit and see exactly what we're talking about here?
Oh yeah, because we're not talking about talking about Palestine. Palestine. You said
Hey, you.
Pakistan.
Uh, uh, I've been talking to my friends so much, and I've been on my phone for so much that all of my words are coming out beautifully today.
I was about to be like, I don't have no info on Pakistan. You, so if that's what we're doing, like this is not my cue.
Yeah, like I
I'm
said,
about
you
to
would
be
think, like I said,
lost.
you would think I would have my shit together
But
by now.
but 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 and I know like you just like announced podcast about today, and it's probably like the title of your stream. But I don't want to have this podcast like this topic without Rick. So would it be a bad thing for us to hold off on this one? And because I saw that you mentioned some of like the big changes that are coming, take this first podcast of 2024 to kind of talk about what's coming and that random stuff that they can actually look forward to in 2024 since it is our first podcast.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, that should have been, an amazing start. Like I said, it's like I said, 18 days into 2024, and I don't even have my shit together.
It's
Um,
okay. I just figured if we're going to switch topics last minute like this, that would be a good one to do because that would be an easy one for us both to just kind of randomly talk about what they can expect from both of us in 24.
well, the three of us, if this fucker ever shows up,
Yeah,
but
but he
yes,
ain't here, so he ain't here, so he ain't important right now.
shit that he ain't here and he ain't important right now.
So I mean, we could just generally start it off. We could just generally talk about 2024, the best moments of 2023, what they can expect from 2024 from all of us. Just do that kind of podcast to kind of push in 2024.
Alright, so, and since I know I kind of started the podcast a little late into 2023, but I feel like it actually started pretty well. We started with mental health issues. We started with like kids and adults as well as mental issues with them as well. We talk about LGBTQ plus and all the alphabets. That's a whole
She
lot
said
of
all of that.
all of the alphabets, which I cannot name from the top of my head.
That whole line there.
Yeah, the whole line and the whole numbers. Let's just put it that way. But the big changes you're gonna be seeing a lot more in this part in 2024 would be it's gonna be taking place a little bit differently. However, I will throw this out there. It's gonna start out with first of all the renaming and the rebranding of the podcast, which will change from Wayward and Friends to something else. I will get in touch with Unique, which is what I was telling you, and I'll also get in touch with Rich if he ever shows up. About
Hey, hey,
bringing
hey.
if about rebranding and renaming it because I don't want to name it after myself. I just threw this out there just for the hell of it. But
Hey, hey, hey.
we're also that's gonna be one major thing. We're gonna be having, well, at least not we, but at least me. I will be working on some new like background scenes and stuff like that, rather than the typical, random stuff that you've been seeing here. And as far as topic goes, I feel like it's gonna take an interesting approach because I kind of want to. Like I said, the podcast theme is not gonna change very much, but I'm gonna be branching out into social media. We'll be posting like clips of our funny moments and interesting, little facts and all that stuff on all social media platforms, including TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Well, everything except for Facebook, obviously, because really don't use Facebook that much. But yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as topic goes, I believe you're gonna be starting out with what the hell are we starting out with? Oh,
You mean for the podcast?
yeah,
So next week it'll be the history of Palestine and
and Israel, I believe.
the history of Palestine.
Yeah, and then after that, I don't know if you want to branch that out a little bit more, but I'm leaving that in your hands and see if you want to branch that out a little bit. But I also want to bring in like the whole migrant situation because I feel like that one is another touchy subject that I feel like a lot of people have 100% agreement on and
Well,
disagreement on.
and sometime between now and the middle of February, we will be doing one that focuses on the elections coming up in America because a lot of states are already doing their primary, and I think that's something we should touch on too.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. I feel like that's another good thing because that's like I'm just throwing this out there for the record. I am not against immigration whatsoever, but that's like whole mumbo jumbo. But
He said that whole mumbo jumbo.
well, yeah, the whole mumbo jumbo messed from every single direction could be thrown out there.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so we have that topic coming up.
But I think we should also let them know that since we started the podcast, a lot of it we did do at least one or two around gaming, but a lot of it has been political and stuff like that. And so I do think it's also important to let them know that in 2024 we will be branching off and not just doing political. They will have a lot more game podcasts and podcasts that talk about different topics, not just politics. We are going to branch that out as well.
Yes, we're also going to be branching out into not only like just like typical political bullcrap, but as far as I'm aware of, like Nick said, we're gonna be branching out into like different topic, whatever that topic of the day is. So if anybody else wanna bring up the topic, you're more than welcome to do so. Also, another thing with the guest stars, I really, 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 100%, 150% are looking for people to want to guest star in our podcast. This way, it's just not going to be three of us. We have done, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 or 3 with at least 2 members, well, Discord members anyway, that has entered in and actually at the last minute, but still they managed to welcome in, and Nancy gave their little point of view as well and their idea, which I thought was pretty good. So I want to bring more of that in.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. We are looking for auditions to replace Rick. Like, no.
I wish that would be number 1. That would be amazing.
I mean,
Janet.
There's 2. We need one more.
At least be a replacement. I'm just fucking kidding with you. Would be nice, at least to have somebody else rather than just us 3.
Okay, but so we've been talking about podcast news, and they know pretty much what they can look forward to as far as podcast goes. But Dean, I want to talk about some of the stuff that you personally have coming up in 2024, podcast aside. Not the podcast. What are you going to be streaming? What are you going to be doing? Like, what can we expect to see from you?
Well, for me, I'm not gonna. Well, not right now. I'm not gonna be talking about me because I'm also throwing this out there. Not only am I gonna be branching myself out other than the podcast, I'm gonna be working on gameplays, tutorial, including Final Fantasy 14, which thanks to Nick actually helped me out a little bit with certain things that I could help, which hopefully I will be able to bring that in here at some point. But I'm also going to be doing achievement for the Xbox, PC, and the PlayStation as well. So the channel of YouTube is still going to remain the same. My name is still going to remain the same. Pretty much everything else is going to remain the same. The only thing that's going to be changing, which I will repeat again, will be the podcast rebranding and, of course, a whole new design and a whole new graphic design for it. Also, a little birdie has told me that not only am I gonna be also branching and putting myself out there, Nick, you are also doing your little think tank over there as well. You want to talk about that too?
Not really. Yeah. Okay.
Not really. You gonna put me on the spot like that?
So I mean, yeah, you did mention it in your little update thing, so I guess I have to. But so yeah, I am actually starting a Twitch and a Kick. I have both of them up. They're both actually ready to go. Right now, we are, and when I say we, I mean me and Grills, my husband. He does the whole gaming thing with me. We are creating YouTube pages and YouTube videos, and we plan to start streaming very soon here. But we are starting with building a YouTube base with YouTube Shorts and videos of us playing. Right now, it's mostly Naraka. However, I will say, because Jane did bring up Final Fantasy 14, that is one of the games that we will be streaming ourselves playing. And
a lot of the time, and a lot of the time, and I will say this and throwing this out there, I'm sorry for putting in, but whenever Nick and her husband Grills plays with me and Rich, it always just turned into a comedy show. Because the amount of time that I would have to hear Nick going, Rich, turn on the tank fan is hilarious.
So, yeah. I will say Final Fantasy 14 brings out a side that you've never seen before. Especially if we're doing trials. There's actually just one trial boss, in fact, that every time we go to this particular trial from the random trials, she is known to me as the bitch. Okay, like I will not refer to her to anything else. And it's always hilarious when we get that trial, especially if it's all four of us, because like I will literally have Dean cracking up the entire time. I remember one time we fought her, and like I kid you not, my exact words were, "This bitch is about to make me lose my fucking religion." Like, but I mean, like, yeah, Final Fantasy brings that side of me out that I really don't see very often. But
I mean, this is up to you, since you brought up the trials and all that stuff. I feel it falls into the tutorial category that I have in mind. But this is up to you and Wills if you guys want to do it. For example, because I know we were doing the birds and the mounts. With the birds and the mounts.
Yes.
Oh boy, the birds and we were doing the horses, the birds, and I believe the wolf.
Yeah.
The last time I remember. But I don't know if you guys want to like do like a little tutorial thing with me or with the four of us, showing them like how they can do it on sync. But that's up to you.
Yeah, totally. Like I'd totally be down for that. However, I don't know how much of a tutorial it would be with Rex in the party, because we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot.
If anything, I'll just edit. I'll just edit out the horrible parts and just make us look good.
Just right off the gate, just do a disclaimer. Do not do anything that Rick does.
Oh no, that would be like a whole little. That would be like a whole little blooper towards the end of that video, being just being. Don't do what this tank does.
Yeah, but I mean, so yeah, so like we have 3 games that we plan on starting out with. Of course, like we're gonna branch out as new games come and different things. So one of my biggest flaws with gaming, and Dean, you know this, like I'm very picky when it comes to games. I like a certain type of game, and I don't really expand my horizons too much, which has been an issue. Really, it has. So one of my challenges for myself and one of my goals going into this, especially in 2024, is to expand my gaming category and what I play. And so right off the bat, it's going to be a lot of Naraka. We will be starting Final Fantasy 14, like I said. We plan to do some Apex, although Apex would be hilarious.
It'll be even more hilarious, especially with me, because I'm someone who does not like first-person shooters whatsoever.
Oh, let me tell you, first-person shooters are not my style either. And I've tried Apex. I've played Apex. I have on my computer. But it's gonna be funny for you guys to watch, because you guys are going to be watching me stream myself playing Apex live as I learn how to play Apex. Okay, and that's just gonna be funny.
I mean, the only game that I'm actually even decently good at is basically Fortnite, and that's just simple.
Yeah.
But put me in Apex or even Call of Duty, you're gonna have me just being like, "What the fuck am I doing here?"
Well, my hope is like I love Naraka Blade Point. Like it's the game that I play nightly. Like I'm a high,
like a religion.
Yeah, we are high
duo. Because every single time I see you on here on Discord, the only thing I see is just Naraka, playing for Naraka.
Yeah. That is my game right now. I mean, we're high up in the duo rank board, leadership board. I'm currently the number 12 Yodo on the board.
Oh damn.
So I mean, like, yeah, so like that is my game of choice. And that'll probably be for a while what you see me playing more of. But my goal is to get other people to start Naraka too, because we need more people on Naraka. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, you got me in it, but the only issue with me, and I'm throwing this out there too, is that yes, I don't like first-person shooters whatsoever. Like, of course, if I have a friend, I'll play with them, but I'm not gonna be happy about it. But my issue, especially because since I'm mainly a solo player, and solo player is literally all I do and what I'm good at. But playing with a team, what I need to work out is actually try to pay attention and not running like I'm in a solo party because that's the issue that I had with you, because like I was playing with you, Grills, and Ricks, and now they're not end well.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And see, like, me and Girls, like, we've been well together since the beginning. That's nothing new. I do solo as well. Solo and duos. Trios we do sometimes with Jordan. Jordan does play Naraka as well. However, we see
for those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't know, no, she's not cheating on Grills on her husband. Jordan is actually her son, her oldest son.
Yeah, Jordan is my oldest. Yes, he's actually 19 last Saturday.
Man, but anyway, time flying by.
I know, right? But when we play trios with Jordan, it's kind of the same thing. He's so used to playing solos because 90% of his Naraka is spent doing solos. So when we do trios, he goes with a solo mindset and he ends up getting his ass kicked by a team of 3 because he's thinking, oh, solo mentality. And it's like, nobody, you got teammates over here.
So that's what my issue is. And that's what I've been having a problem with. Because, like, I just need to get more into the mind of, like, playing as a team rather than having the solo mindset.
Yeah. I don't really have plans to do like tutorials or anything like that. Like
Before now
especially
that
when
you
it
mention
comes
that, first of all, I gotta change the title because my ass is like
oh yeah.
sitting, I'm sitting here like talking about all this
Yeah,
random shit.
they they probably tuning in talking about they ain't talking about no Israel. Like, but
Alright.
I really
Okay, here we go.
I really don't have plans on doing like unless like other than like working with you on some tutorials for some games. I really don't plan on having like a huge base on that. A lot of the guides and stuff that you'll see on my Discord server will be guides that other people have created that I have used to help me get better in the games that I play, or people that know what they're talking about and that I learned from. So a lot of them will actually be showcased and shown in my server. Um, I also will say this. So I have been working on putting together my own podcast as well. But it's going to be completely different from the podcast that I do with Dean and Rex. It's going to be totally separate. Talk about totally different stuff. But I don't really have too much details to give you on that right now, so I'm not even going to talk about it any further than that. But I don't know. Rick set up a thing to start streaming too, and it kind of sucks that he's not here to talk about what he's going to be doing in 2024.
I know that.
But I will also say, with my streaming, I am going to put this out here, okay? Because I'm actually happy about this. Like, I'm excited about this. So, if for those of you who don't know, because I don't know if I've actually talked about it a lot in our podcast, I talk about my teaching degree and all that. But
well, I know you've been talking about getting parents to teach their kids and stuff like that. They need to be adults.
Yeah, parents need to grow up. Yes, I'll say that every. But one of the things that will be coming as well, the official merch. So a lot of people don't know. Like, I am actually a graphic designer. It's what I do. It's what I actually like to do. It's what my business is. And so I have actually created merch and other things. That's not going to be coming like right off the gate, but it will be something.
Well, that's gonna be. That's actually gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I already found like a partner.
But as far as Rick goes, like I kind of, cause I know I'm a little like, cause I know him pretty well. So I do know he's also branching into streaming, but he's gonna be mainly a console streamer. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm 100% sure that he's definitely gonna stick to Twitch because he's not that bright at bringing it over to Kick. I'm just throwing that out there. He's not that bright.
You are so mean. You are so. We can't even get him on the podcast.
We can't even bring him in here. You expect him to know how to stream.
Hold on. I have to put this out here for the people too, because I know we're cracking on Ricks a lot right now, especially for not being here. But y'all have to understand why. Ricks has been pressuring us to hurry up and get a podcast going because we've been gone from the podcast for at least 6 weeks. Took off for, Christmas and all that, and we haven't been back yet. And so the fact that Ricks was pushing us to do something this week and he's not here,
should tell you plenty.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's lucky. He's lucky he's not here. He's lucky. And if he shows up in the middle of this podcast, he gonna be not so lucky no more. But anyway, so okay. We talked about what's going on in 2024, and Rick can talk about what he's going to do when he wants to talk about it. But
which I only think that he will even show up because I think he thinks the class starts at 7.
Well, we're at 6:50. We're still talking, so maybe he'll jump in at some point. But anyways, one thing I want to ask you. So we're in 2024. We have a lot of things coming up in 2024. What was your favorite part of 2023?
I want to say my favorite part of 2023. It's a lot, honestly. But I think my most favorite topic, which I'm gonna throw out there, was definitely the one where I got to call out Eric Adams, and I'm still gonna call you out because you suck.
Oh my gosh, he said, "I'm calling you out." Yeah, he does need to be called out. Him and the governor, though, you can't forget about your governor. Your governor is just as bad.
My governor is a witch. I'm just throwing that out there.
I can't stay. I don't even live in New York, and I don't even want her to be the governor of New York. That's how bad I hate her. Okay, I
Nobody
feel for
wants this
y'all.
bitch in the state, and let alone one of the damn government.
I mean, we went from one dumbass to another dumbass. Like I don't.
Yeah, nobody got time for that.
No, that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But okay, so
But
your
honestly,
favorite.
but honestly, though, like I feel like my favorite podcast so far has been where other people were able to join in, even if it's last minute, to talk about what they want to talk about and think what they want to think and say what they want to say without, having somebody breathing down their neck saying, "No, what you're saying is wrong." Like, no, this podcast has been pretty much unbiased and has been open and judgmental free for since we started this.
I try. Sometimes I get so passionate, and I be like, well, y'all know I'm like
Oh, I
passionate. So I
do.
get loud.
I
I
do.
mean, we've had podcasts where I've gotten passionate, and I've had to be like, okay, slow down. But really, I mean, any topic that has to do with kids, like I'm
I
very
know
passionate about
you're 100%, especially mental health. You're 100% passionate in.
mental health, even like religion, like when it comes to churches and stuff like that. Like I'm very passionate about um, how we treat the kids, how we teach the kids, the messages that we send, uh, parenting, schools. Like if it has to do with the kids, like I'm all about it. It's a passion of mine. Like um, I'm one of those people though. Like I don't want to tell you how to raise your child. I want to partner with you and help you raise your child. I don't want to tell you that my way is the best way. I think part of it is I don't want to preach to you about how you could be like me. I want to show you how you could be the best mom or dad for your family because not every family is the same. And so, like, I'm all about partnering with parents and teaching them how to parent their family the way their family parents it because that's kind of where we lack right now. But any topic that has to do with kids and like religious stuff, like I do. I get passionate, and sometimes that passion comes out in like yelling and like da 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 da.
I mean, it's to be
But I do,
expected coming from you at this point. I
but
mean, they're not used to
do,
it, but we are.
but I do try to be open minded. I really do, and I think I've done pretty good at being open minded. And um, there was even a
I mean,
podcast
if you can deal with,
where
I mean, if you can deal with me and Richard's failure to show up, yeah, I'm still gonna call him
yeah,
out on that.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can handle everything else.
Well, I mean, and there was even a podcast where one of the listeners caught me in something that I said that was wrong, and I admitted that I was wrong. I mean, I'm not so proudful that I won't admit when I'm wrong. I'm not always right. Do I know a lot of stuff? Do I research a lot of crap? I probably know a lot about a lot that I really don't need to know about. Like, but that's just because that's how my father raised me. You know, like research everything, know everything. So like there's a lot of pointless stuff that I know about that, like when we get to talk about it on the podcast, I'm like, yeah, finally I get to talk about something I learned that I never got to, you always get excited when you know something and you actually get to talk about it because it's something that you always feel is useless until you actually get
Yeah,
to talk about it.
and that's what I like about you, because you actually reached out to me, even though it may be working, but like I said, I still read the chat and the messages, but I respond
Yeah.
slow, but I know, like, you reached out to me and you're like, hey, can we talk about this? I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll put you on the spot. I don't care.
Yeah, like I'm
Yeah,
very
like this,
passionate about a lot.
this podcast is not me. Like this, it ain't me, myself, and I. This podcast is and us. It's a we as a team.
Well, and I will say, I'm gonna just put this out there. There's sometimes when I feel like I talk too much on the podcast because a lot of the times, like when Dean comes to me and tells me to pick a topic, my husband just made a really rude ass comment when I said I talked. But anyways, I feel like sometimes, like when Dean says, "Hey, pick a topic," I pick a topic that I know something about, like a current event. Like I'm not one to talk so much about things I don't really know about because realistically, one, if you're trying to talk to people about a current event or a situation or whatever topic and you don't know about it, anything about it, you're not educated on it, you make yourself look like an ass. So I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I know about things and talk about topics that I really don't know about. So a lot of the times when I pick a topic, it's something I've already researched that I'm really passionate about or that, I want to educate people on. And there are a lot of times when I feel like I'm talking too much because sometimes I think I pick topics and then it's like Dean and Rick's are like, oh my God. I really do. I'm just putting that out there, Dean. I think sometimes
I know. I didn't want to say nothing, but I kind of know.
yeah, it's like sometimes I think I lose you guys. But that's not a bad thing because then you guys ask questions and then we get conversations going. But I do. I feel like sometimes the topics I pick and then y'all are sitting there and I start talking and y'all are just like trying to soak it all in and it's like,
Well,
okay,
here's the
slow
thing.
down.
Well, here's the thing between me and Rich. You can tell me once, and I will understand it.
Yeah.
For Rick, you have to explain it like 20 times until you finally be like, oh, so that's what you mean.
Oh, well, it's like earlier when we was talking about different countries and religion, and I'm like, well, a majority of your Spanish countries are actually majority Catholic, and I specifically brought up Spain being majority Catholic, and
I know.
he
I
comes
said,
back,
yeah, and I said, I know. I said like I wasn't talking about Spain. You were like, oh, other Spanish and stuff. So that's why I didn't read that
yeah,
far.
but then he comes back deep. Rick's response to that was, but I think from what I've seen, oh, speaking of Rick's,
Yeah, speaking
Spain
of Rick,
is,
there he is.
but
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 keep
he's
going.
but he's but he said, speaking of Spain, isn't it majority Muslim? And it's like, dude, did you not just hear me say that it's majority like, like,
That's funny.
yeah. Hi, Rex. How are you, Rex? How are you doing today, Rex?
Even though you're like way late into the day, but hey,
Hey. Okay.
I have a feeling this fucker got his whole microphone muted and shit.
It's all good. He can hear us. That's what matters. But yeah, so I mean,
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you
There he
hear
is.
me?
No, we
it's a little
can't hear
bit
you.
too, dude. We are live on a podcast. We ain't got no time for that testing 1, 2, 3. Your
Well,
mic either works or it don't.
let me apologize to the people, podcast listener. I didn't feel too well. I took a nap and I forgot about it, and I apologize. So here
Well,
I am.
you didn't miss much anyway.
Well, yeah, we decided since you weren't here, we did not do the Israel topic. We're going to save that for next week. So we're pretty much having a random podcast where we're just telling them what they can look forward to in 2024 and talking about some random stuff. That's about it.
Okay.
So with that being said, Rick, what can we expect from you in 2024?
Cats.
Well,
That's what we're expecting. Cats.
say a happy new year because it votes up and down. But I do hope many good lucks coming my way. I've always been looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Well,
but what are your
start
plans?
streaming?
Things to change.
Are you going to start streaming?
Huh?
Are you
You
going
guys
to
start
start streaming?
streaming?
You talking about me streaming?
Well, yeah, you're the only one named Rakes.
I don't know. I haven't. Right now, my mind is like after I woke up, I'm trying to get in tune where I'm at. But
you're good.
But for sports streaming, I would like to, and I would love to, and I would do it. Problem is, how do I do this? That's where it's going to be at me. And me, it's been a while to do research. Like you, Lenny, you've taken school and lesson, and you do research every day. And
what the hell does school and lesson have to do with streaming?
Can I just say, how you do it is you open up the game, you open up the OBS, right?
And, whatever streaming software you use.
and you click go live. You go live as you play and talk to the people, and like that's how you do it.
That's hilarious. She's really bad.
It's easy as that, but the problem is, how do I? Let's say, for an example, if I go to a podium and I set up an event, I got to be able to figure out how to do this. What am I going to say? That's what I'm talking about.
First of all, I'm throwing this out there, and this is just our silliness part at this point. Just throwing this out there. If you're on a podium and you have no idea what the hell you're talking about, then you shouldn't be up there in the podium to begin with.
Right?
But see, that's one thing.
This is not Joe Biden. This is Rich.
When I learned in English, when you write, you got to write to the people. It's the same thing as being on the podium. You got to be able to present your readers the same way as a speaker's got to present his audience. It's about the same.
You ain't preaching. You ain't preaching. What? Hold on. What? That'd be like me sitting there playing the Rocka, talking about some Jesus loves you as I'm killing people in the Rocka.
That is funny.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, you actually could do that. You could be streaming some Naraka and preaching to your people, but I would not suggest it. But, Rick, when I say communicate and talk to your people, I'm talking like holding conversation. If you have an audience watching you and they're in your chat and they're asking you questions and they're saying things about what you're playing, and then you answer the questions, you actually interact and you're talking with the people in your chat.
I'm throwing this out there too, just for the record. I am someone who does not really like talking on a microphone, which is why I decided to bring the podcast in the first place with you guys to kind of help me, become a little more confident, because
I'm all about the microphone.
Because my ass is antisocial and I am extremely quiet. However, I do interact with chat without a microphone a lot. So that's something that separates me from a little bit.
I am all about the microphone, man. Like, you put the microphone. That's why I said I was just saying I talk too much. You put the microphone on the microphone. It's hard to get me to shut up.
Yeah, you got that confidence. You got your kids. You yell at them all day.
I mean, if I'm sitting there streaming a game and somebody say something in my chat, I'm gonna respond to them. Be like, but I mean, that is me though. Like, when I'm gaming though, it's different because well, y'all know how I am when I'm gaming. I be saying some off the wall crap in the middle of a match. I always joke with girls. I'd be that first female to be banned on Twitch for being sexist to females. And y'all know what I'm talking about because y'all played games with me for a long time. Like, I am that one. Like, I will be that one in Naraka killing people, talking about, like, oh, yeah, that's why you dead now, bitch. Blah, 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 blah. Like, But like what?
That'd be hilarious if that's who is she. Just you killing somebody. I feel like I'm that way off stream. Cause I would kill somebody, or they would try to kill me. I'm like, nope, nope, nope.
Well, and I think that's my thing. Like y'all game me. Y'all know how I get. I get hyped. Okay. I mean, I've called like bosses on Final Fantasy 14 all kinds of freaking names. Okay. So I mean, like, it is gonna be crazy for the watch. Like, I am one of those. Like, I get hyped when I game. Like, you will get called a bitch. You might get called a hoe. Like, it all depends on what my mood is.
Do you just say it all depends on what month it is?
What my mood is.
Oh, I was gonna
Well,
say.
you know, especially formerly Twitter, when you say something on Twitter, Lanique, you really can shoot right back at people, and you let them know right on the spot.
I'm also throwing this out there. The amount of time that she had gotten banned on Twitter should be a show within itself.
I have never been banned from Twitter. I have been suspended, temporarily suspended. I have never actually been banned. Okay.
But still, it's the same thing. It's hilarious.
And it's not my fault. It's not my fault. If the crybabies and the snowflakes, which I'm telling you, they don't. It's not my fault. If you need a safe space, that's all on you. You should be the one getting banned so you can go to your safe space and stop talking on Twitter.
That before Elon own it or after?
Before. I haven't been suspended since he took over. I'll be honest with you, I have not. And I still talk the same way I used to talk.
I feel like he might be like, let me just unsuspend this chick, or this chick is hilarious.
Oh, you know, he actually retweeted something that I tweeted.
Oh, that's funny.
He's actually very. One thing I like about him, he's actually very active on it. And it's not actually called Twitter anymore; it's called X, but I still call it Twitter. But he's actually very active. Like, he talks to people on there. But yeah, he retweeted something that a response that I made to somebody else.
You probably might have been crying tears of joy when you saw that.
But I will tell you, like, most of my Twitter is political. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I be doing politics on Twitter. I be putting people in their place. I be putting the facts out there. Like no. So, and it does. Sometimes speaking the truth does get you suspended. But I have never been banned. So don't say banned. I've been suspended, not banned. Okay? I am not Donald Trump. I did not get banned on.
Oh, bringing you up to date, Rix, because I mentioned this earlier and I mentioned this to Neek, and I'm gonna repeat it again for anyone who's just coming in, because I am gonna get in touch with you, Rix, and Neek, because I'm actually in the progress of rebranding the podcast. It's still gonna remain the same. The only thing that's gonna change is the name, the logo, and the design, and of course the graphic that I've been doing. I do have a lot of plans for that. So I'm gonna get in touch with both of you guys on finding a new name and a new branding, and see which one we can come up with. Because I don't want to just call it Waywards and Friends, because this is just something that I threw out there just for the hell of it.
I think we need to call it. It's like, no, don't even ask. Call it.
But yeah, it's like that's what I'm gonna be doing. And also, I know we've been playing Final Fantasy 14. That's also been coming up. I asked Neat and if she was willing to be like in a tutorial on doing different like trials for our mountain stuff. She's okay with it. Are you okay with it? This man really just ignored everything I just said.
Yes, he is okay with it. He is okay with it because all you have to do is say, Rex, we're getting on Final Fantasy 14, and you know his ass will be on there like, okay, I'm ready.
He just ignored everything that I just said. I feel so underappreciated.
No, he did. In his defense, he did just tell you he's waking up. Okay.
Well, I didn't hear him say he was waking up.
Yeah, because he just woke up. That's why he was late. He was sleeping. Okay, so I'm gonna just put this out there. What was I gonna say? Oh crap!
Let the plane return.
My brain has been gone for years. Good luck with that.
I said the plane, not your brain.
Oh, whatever. I was gonna say, because if you waiting on my brain, you gonna shit. Okay, so next week is gonna be Israel and Palestine, and it's gonna be the podcast is actually gonna be called Land, Religion, Government, and we're kind of gonna talk about the land, where the land came from, the empires, and occupancy of the different lands, and from the British to the different empires, Roman Empire and all that has actually occupied and controlled land. We're gonna get into the two Palestinian government within the land.
Are you also
We're
gonna
gonna
bring up Gaza as well?
Gaza.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering Hamas is the government that controls Gaza, but it's not the only government, and Gaza is not the only Palestinian territory in the land, and that's what I don't think a lot of people understand. So we're going to touch on that too. We're going to talk about wars that have happened over the years. We're going to talk about events that have happened. We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff.
The migrants that are being of only pain in the ass.
We're gonna talk about all of it, and
I love how she didn't even question it too. She just went, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. What did you say? But anyways, the way that I'm gonna approach it is actually I'm gonna do it as here's the information from both sides. Here's Israel. Here's point of view. Here's Palestinians' point of view. And I'm just gonna feed you information, facts from history, things that we know to be factually true, events, wars, how the land has been occupied and reoccupied and controlled and recontrolled from different empires and nations throughout the years. But I'm gonna do it from a non-biased approach. I'm not gonna be on a pro-Palestinian side. I'm not going to be on a pro-Israel side. I'm just going to feed you the facts both sides. And we're going to approach it that way. So I'm actually looking forward to that. And I sent Dean a little bit of what I had already. And I'm actually excited. It's a lot of info. But the following week is actually going to be a good topic too. So.
Yeah, there's like I said, so many things are going to be happening in 2024. Like I said, besides me adulting and me having to go to work, and not because I want to, but because I have to. But my main focus, basically in 2024, would be for not only myself and of course for you guys to kind of branch and do your own little thing. But I also want to focus on the podcast as well as my own content creation, as well as you guys' content creation. It's going to be interesting to see how 2024 is going to work out.
Oh, by the way, actually realized I was following week. So next week is Israel and Palestine, land, religion, government. The week after that is American politics, presidential election, and we're going to talk about the different candidates and what you expect person and that person. And again, although we all have different political parties we affiliate with, we're going to do it from a non-biased standpoint. So even as a conservative Republican, that podcast will be more of an informational podcast where we're going to tell you about all the candidates, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, from all sides.
The
whether
weirdos.
it be Trump, DeSantis, Biden, we're not going to approach it in a biased way, and we're not going to try to persuade you to vote one way or the other. We're just going to lay the facts down about every candidate in the race and let you decide with what we give you, what route you take, whatever you. But I do think it's important to point out these next topics are very serious topics, and we plan to approach them in a non-biased information way, where giving Charles a fact that will.
Yeah, and I feel like it's gonna be an interesting one because I was just gonna bring that up too. Because I know like many people have like their own opinion, but like I said, just like you ever mentioned, it's gonna be completely unbiased. If you want to vote for whoever you want to vote for, we're just giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of every candidate because I have good, bad, and ugly. That's one thing y'all gonna learn. No, I'm serious. Like that is one thing y'all are gonna learn about me going into 24. I'm a conservative Republican, and I'll just say right off the gate because this ain't the podcast, so I can tell y'all now. This ain't the podcast. Say, I plan on voting for DeSantis in the primary, and if he doesn't win and Trump actually is our candidate, I plan on voting for election. However, that being said, I do have bad and ugly on both DeSantis and Trump. I don't like everything they do. I don't like everything they say. I will call them out on their bullshit if they're having bullshit that needs called out. I don't pretend that my party is a party. Not.
I'm gonna say I could say thing. Well, I kind of changed my party. Coughing. But I did. I was Democratic, but I kind of changed my party completely now. But it's the same thing with Democrats. They're stupid Democrats, of course, but they're decent one, of course. So all of that would definitely be, throwing that out there too.
Yeah. I mean, I might like Trump, but if he does something that grants being called an ass, I'm still gonna call him an ass.
Even though considering that he's kind of arrogant, but that's a whole other story.
I think we need somebody that's arrogant, though. I'm putting it out there. We need somebody that's arrogant. We need somebody that's not afraid to fight fire with fire. That's what we need.
I will say this, because I kind of threw this out there. I have never heard DeSantis speak in my life, ever.
What?
I actually heard him speak on TikTok, and it blew my fucking mind. And I was so surprised when I heard his voice, because I was like, this is what it sounds like.
Wait, when you hear him, like when you see him, and then you hear him talk, you kind of wonder,
but here's the thing, it's like, when I heard him speak, his voice doesn't match him.
He sounds like, but he said that
he sounds
true,
like he sounds like he's 15, trying to hit puberty.
He sounds like he needs to be running, like, be governor of, like, Texas or something. He don't sound like he belongs in Florida.
That's what I'm thinking. I was like, this is how he speaks? What?
Yeah. I mean, I like DeSantis. He is my candidate of choice. However, I also like Trump.
If no one else.
What?
The hell you just said?
You heard me. If there's no one else, I will go for DeSantis. And as y'all know, I'm for neither party because both parties got their own agenda, and I feel like we as people, and I'm talking about people breaking their back, you think we're being looked after? That's why I dismiss both parties, because they got bigger agendas that looks the other way.
I mean, I will say this. I don't know DeSantis very well. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he's awesome, amazing as the governor of Florida. I don't live in Florida. I live in a crappy state of crackheads and idiots running around. And weirdos running around. and stupid people running around. Some, like I said, I don't know him very well either.
Can I just say that can be like any state in the United States today?
Okay, fine. We got hipsters and Gen Zs and stupid people who can't be parents.
And you got AOC and Eric Adams.
I can't even say nothing bad about AOC. God damn it. I'm sorry to say that word. I can't even say nothing bad about this chick whatsoever. And there's a whole, but that's a whole other story, though.
Speaking of AOC, though, like I be watching like the congressional hearings, right, on C-SPAN or whatever. I do. I'm that kind of nerd. I be watching. I'm not even gonna lie. But like every time she's on one of them committees, and she starts talking like she got her 5 minutes to talk, I just crack up the entire time. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is really somebody we put on our Congress? Like, ugh.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, there's some. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, there's some things that I do agree with AOC on, and there's some things that I do not. But then again, I had never
much of anything.
But I will say that I've never heard her speak either. So the day that I will actually hear her speak, it's gonna blow me away.
Oh! I got the perfect video for you, Dean.
Oh God, no!
Oh my God! Like no, I do.
Oh God, no!
I actually watched it earlier, and I was like, no, she didn't.
Most of them, and I'll look into it too.
She said, oh, hold on. I gotta make sure I get the right one. Hunter Biden.
But yeah, it's gonna be, like I said, this is basically all big changes for 2024. We're gonna be branching out. More things are gonna be coming. New things gonna be coming. I'm also gonna be doing some emotes to the channel on both Twitch and Kick as well, so I'm working on that. New graphics, rebranding of the podcast name and all that fun stuff, as well as new design logos. And hopefully we can get more guest stars, because we will need more guest stars, because we cannot count on Ricks for nothing. I love you, Ricks, but it's not gonna work. The hell did you just send me?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And more battle over content of Congress. Oh God.
They try to get.
I'm gonna watch this off screen, because if I watch this on screen, I'm gonna die laughing.
I was laughing when I watched it. They do a congressional oversight committee right now about whether they should hold Hunter Biden in contempt for not following Peanut and coming in support.
That's hilarious. Nick, I know you're.
And you know what? It's huh?
No, I know that you're running short on time.
When Hunter's case starts, I'm willing to bet you Biden will fall right behind him.
Oh, Biden falls right behind everybody, even against his own shadow.
I'm gonna tell y'all my speculation, but I'm not gonna expand on it until the podcast about American politics. But my speculation: expect Michelle Obama president.
Do you just say accept Michelle Obama to be president?
Expect her to run for president.
Why?
Because I guarantee you that is what is going to happen. Michelle Obama is going to be your Democratic.
Oh, hell to the God, no.
And when it happens, just remember you heard it here first.
Thank God I changed my party, because that is a big no-no.
There was a questionnaire that people have asked: should Michelle Obama run?
Okay.
And I don't
Alright, so we're going to be doing a little closing segment right now, because I know we're running very short in time. But
yeah, because I actually have a schedule to go to a YouTube video. So.
Yeah, and tomorrow I have a lot of stuff to do, so yes, basically just to summarize it all up, I'm gonna be branching out on, not only on podcasts, I'm gonna be branching out on gameplay, tutorials, achievement, all that fun stuff. I'm also working on new graphic, new emotes, new branding of the podcast name, which I'm gonna get in touch with you and Rick, either tomorrow or maybe Saturday. I'm not sure. Whenever you have the time. And I know Niki's also branching out, which stay tuned for that. And
Yeah, I will post my my links where in whatever chat on.
Yeah, because my cat is already like already becoming extremely hyper. So so we're gonna be bringing out the podcast next week. We're gonna be starting a new podcast for 2024. We got more coming your way. So yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Not really. I mean, I'll post my link somewhere in one of these things on in Dean's server, and then I'll post a link to my Discord server as well. If anybody wants to join that. But other than that, I mean, just I'm excited to see what's gonna happen.
Alright, so y'all. Alright, so y'all have a good night. We'll see you guys next week, hopefully.
One thing I mentioned to Dane about